using ORA for retirement. How complicated is that going to be? Let's go find out. If you're a federal employee and you're trying to apply for retirement, you got a whole new, finally, online system. They've been fighting for decades to do it, but now you've got it. What does ORA stand for? Online Retirement Application. There you go. The idea is that it may prevent errors, and that's what you're after. You don't want to keep chasing things down. That's the idea of this, and it is pretty exciting. Now it's here. The reason I'm glancing away today, and I don't usually, is because it's so new. I'm getting used to it along with you. Your HR service center is going to, you're going to get hold of them, and then it's going to message you, and you're going to get a retirement intake form. You're going to go in and fill that out. So they're going to get hold of your HR, right? They're going to send you an intake form. You're going to start filling it out, and you got to upload your forms. Now, that's the weird part. I'm going to tell you honestly, because I would have thought that it was going to get rid of all the hard copy forms. But instead, they're going to keep all the hard copy forms, probably for legality purposes, and they're going to have them right there with your signature on it. Hey, it's a big deal. It's retirement. So you got to get it right. So first form has always been the SF 3107. Now, when we say SF, we're talking about standard form 3107. You can Google all these forms and they'll pull up right in front of you. That's an application for retirement. So you need to fill it out still and sign it. And then if you're not going to elect for your spouse the full 50% survivor benefit, then you're going to also have to fill out SF 3102, spouse's consent, where their signature is notarized. You're going to have to get that on there too. And that's a big deal because there's bold letters. I've said before, listen, if you want more information on selecting survivor benefit, then just click right here to a video that'll explain all about survivor benefit. Okay, so we've got the SF 3102. You got to upload. What else? Let's go in order. The 2817 SF. These are all FEGLI forms. The next three forms. Your federal employees group life insurance. We call it FEGLI. You got the SF 2817. That is your life insurance election form. Again, you can download it just by Googling SF space 2817. That's your life insurance election form. What do you want to keep? There's videos on FEGLI right here. We go through all of it in retirement. Just click on right here. Okay, and then there's the SF 2818. That's now your group life insurance. I'm trying to remember. Oh, your designation, what you're going to keep, right? Yeah, what you're going to keep. And then SF 2823, your beneficiaries. Who are your beneficiaries going to be? That's really important to keep this up to date. Can I tell you a brief story? Let's call her Jackie. Jackie's husband, we arranged a really tight plan for her and her husband. Let's call him Jackie and Jack, okay? Jack passed away recently. Jackie found out that his basic group life insurance that he kept and that I instructed him to turn in the form, it went to Jackie's brother-in-law. Jack, her husband, who passed away, his brother got the 20 grand, the FEGLI group life insurance. That was a bummer, to say the least, right? Yeah, that was no good. It had already reduced fully, right? Let's say Jack passed away at 70. Well, it was done reducing, 69 and 2 months if he retired on his 65th birthday or before. So make sure that you've got your beneficiaries up to date. Jackie married Jack about 17 years ago, but he got his job 30-something years ago, and his brother was always named as the beneficiary. So you got to be up to date with that stuff. We did that too. the 31072 is a spouse's consent form. The SF 3102 is a designated beneficiary form. Let's say you're not married and you go into retirement. If you don't live a long time in retirement, there might be a lump sum check for the money you put in that never got consumed by you in retirement. And that money will go to your beneficiary, whoever you elect. That's SF 3102. And don't forget your W4P, W-4P, that is your taxes, what you want to withhold in federal taxes. You get it all done on ORA, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to send you a email that says, congratulations, you're heading towards retirement. Now you can log into retire.opm.gov. Did you get that? Retire.opm.gov. And you're OPM specialist now. You're official. Congratulations. Now what? There's going to be a lot of information. Now you're going to be able to see your own file. So it's your service history for your civilian job, your federal time. And I said civilian because you're also, if you were former military, you're going to have your service in the military. It'll be listed there if you have any. But I just hung up with one of our clients. She never had military service, but there's a line for that. Survivor benefit? Nope. She's also a widow. But there's going to be a line for that. All these lines. Taxes will be there. How much are you withholding? All your forms will be there. That's how we knew about every last form, because all of them were loaded there. And she read every one of them off to me. Your agency annuity benefit estimate. Okay, I'm pausing here because I calculate. I don't use software like most firms that work with federal employees. I use the mathematics because the math actually, I can get much closer. When I say much, I won't be $120 off with the software. In this case, I estimated the pension to be $3,011. Guess what ORA's estimate was in her pension? $3,005. I was $6 off. I'm a pat myself on the back right now, okay? That's pretty cool. Oh, it lists your FEGLI. In her case, because we did a 75% reduction. If you need any help again, you had a link to FEGLI. That 75% reduction, it'll make your FEGLI basic premium, if you're 65 or older, it'll make it a whopping 0. So it showed a 0 for her. Her FEHB, it'll list all your expenses, your federal employee health benefit, $245. Remember, there was no survivor benefit because she's a widow. The dental was $58. It lists line by line. And then it said the net was $2,754. Remember, we started at $3,006 or $3,005, I'm sorry. Now it's $2,754. It did not show the taxes in there. The last move you have to make inside of ORA is to certify and submit. Certify and submit. Congratulations. You did your retirement packet and you're going towards retirement. We're looking forward to a successful retirement for you. And if you need to make it really successful, you can reach out to us. Just text text your name, first and last, and your email to our phone number. And you can get hold of us for a 15-minute phone call. We get it all the time. We see your name and your email come in, and we know to reach back, text you back, and let you know, hey, here's some time slots for a 15-minute phone call. Congratulations. You've got ORA, and you're rolling towards retirement. We're looking forward to talking to you next time. Okay?